Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hello everybody, we have a video request from Jesse, and Jesse writes, "Hi Mr. Cleary, I enjoy your videos a ton. Thank you for all the helpful information. Much of your contact has impacted how I view various aspects of my life at this crucial age of 31. Was there ever an age that wasn't crucial? Like, if 2 wasn't crucial, you wouldn't make it to 3. I think every year, every second of life is crucial. Like, if your heart goes, then well, no, it's all right. It was on the uncrucial age of 43 that he had his heart attack, so it's all good. You know, anyway. Anyhow, I recently went to the Philippines and witnessed the reasons why so many Westerners go for Asian women. Many of the women I met were better looking, more humble, not fat, nicer, and seemed to have more virtue than American women. What are your thoughts about dating, marrying, and starting a family with a foreign woman from Asia? I'm aware that there are some scams and stuff, but I think these benefits outweigh the risks anyways. Can you help me with a video response, please? Thank you, Jesse." Okay, so let's lay out the land, then we'll go through the pros and cons. And understand, I've never been married. I've dated plenty of Asian girls, but I've never gone overseas or anything. So this is all old Cappy's taking everything in he's read and heard and seen and anecdotes about dating Asian girls. In general, this is primarily the demand for American men or Westerners is both economic and, I would say, Hollywood driven. I don't want to say genetic, I don't want to say biological, but the economic drive is obviously that where the United States come back home, and Asia, although this is changing, was relatively a shithole, and Asia includes many countries. You can see the more developed and advanced countries are starting to have feminism imbued in them. So Japan, where you got guys who've just plain given up, they become what, the bovine or the herbivores or whatever. Marriage is going down through the roof. Women don't like having sex, so that's tanking there. Some of the more cosmopolitan, modern Chinese cities, you might run into that. Singapore, you might have that there. This isn't to say you can't find traditional, classic Asian women in first world or developed Asian towns. It's just there's a correlation, a trend. Like you go to the Philippines, less developed. Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, less developed, and so you're going to have women that they have an economic incentive to come back with you, so then you got to worry about the incentive for a green card. So there's that. There's also, which I don't understand, I've had a couple, one client talked to a couple gals, they seek out American men. Asian women, for whatever reasons, a lot of them, I can't speak for all of them, many of them have a preference for white guys. I think a lot of that has to do with Hollywood making us seem, like you see Hugh Jackman, even though he's Australian, you see this big, powerful American guy blasting away shit, Russell Crowe. Why am I picking Australians all the time? Pick a fucking American. Kurt Russell. There's one. Bruce Willis. And so then I don't know if that unconsciously makes them think all American men are like this and that we're stronger and the Asian men are not as strong and they don't carry guns. I don't know what it is, but I think there is some romanticism involved. Like, oh, wow, he's an American. It could almost be the same as why our American women love British men because of their accents. I mean, the British guys could have 3 nostril, be a cyclops, but oh, good heavens, is he talking like David Niven again? And like, because he's got the accent. And if the reverse applies too, because American media is so common, the women of the rest of the world are not impressed with our voices. They don't care, especially in Britain. They're like, we don't care. Anyway, so there may be that as well. So there is demand for American men, and it's part driven by economics, and it's part driven, I would say, at least in part, by some kind of film effect on lady psychology. All right. So, and yes, you are right, they are thinner. We can look at obesity studies. They are typically more traditional, And go wherever you can get it. Don't dismiss American women either. I mean, if you can find love and you find a really quality girl, you'll find a quality girl when you find a quality girl. Where that is, it doesn't really matter. But if you want to up your odds, going overseas is a legitimate strategy to do so, and some that I think, if I was younger, I probably would have done it, because you just save so much damn time. I mean, by the time you're done pissing away all that money going to a nightclub to find your wife and online dating and all that other bullshit, you could go to Thailand, spend some time over there, enjoy the country, take in some new culture, have a wonderful life experience, and then also likely increase your chances of finding a gal that you might deem marriage material. Now, what are some of the drawbacks, though, here? So I've taken a couple, or when you go over and look for a wife overseas, what are the risks or the pitfalls? One, you want to avoid the mail order brides. Okay, this is probably the number one thing, that if you are going to go and be open to going overseas and finding a bride, you can't go there for shopping. You can't. It's not like I'm going to go, because I've known guys that done that, and they see it coming a mile away. You're an easy mark. You have to go to Thailand, the Philippines, wherever you want to go, because you want to go to Thailand and the Philippines and live there and experience life. And in being a normal person, albeit a foreigner, in this foreign country, through your normal course of living life there, you will meet people through normal channels like you do here in the United States. And that is healthy. That's what you want. You don't want to go down to the goddamn brothels, me love you long time, take me back to States, all that other fucking bullshit, because they know you. You're on mark. So you're going to run the risk of not just the mail order brides, but the gal that's keeping her eye out for you as a meal ticket back to the United States. So you want to go whatever it is. Enjoy Bangkok. Enjoy Laos. Enjoy wherever it is that you want to go. Take dance classes. Participate in the community, and then you will meet a normal girl who is Taiwanese or Filipina or whatever, and it will form naturally. And another dead giveaway, she'll have a real job. It may not be computer engineering. Fine, that's all right. But she'll have a job. She'll have something else going on. She won't just be sitting there like a dowry with her father waiting to be picked up by some American tourist. The other thing that you're going to want to do is, while you're there, claim you want to live there, that you are moving to Thailand, or you are moving to the Philippines, or you are moving to Malaysia. And that will at least vet out and screen out all the women who are thinking they want to go back to the United States and live off of the government or you there. So if you say, nope, I'm scoping it out, I think I'm going to move here, I'm just looking to, probably either move here or this other country, but I am not going back there. And you could come up with whatever. We hate the socialists, we hate Barack Obama, et cetera, et cetera. So that will, any girl that is going to use you and abuse you for a meal ticket or a boat ticket back to the United States, they won't really deal with it. Maybe they'll have sex with you for money, but they won't. That's another way. It's like how I drove my shitty donk car. I had a 1985 Cutlass Supreme and a 1990 Chevy Caprice Classic. First date, I'd always pick those girls up and see what, it was clean, it was fine. Always see the reaction. And sometimes it was not good. One gal who set me up with this other gal said, I remember I had a 1997 Golf GTI. It was an alright car. It was only 7 or 8, maybe 9 years old. And it was a fine car. It was one of the nicest cars I've ever owned. Probably the nicest car I've ever owned. And this Western spoiled brat suburbanite princess, she, you have to pick up my cousin in a much better vehicle. I know you like being cheap and frugal, but she needs more than that. Fuck you. No, women are all, they're not shallow, they don't want a guy's money, fuck no. Not about attention whoring at all. Why are you going after Asian women? I don't know why. Because, just for shits and giggles, sweetheart, that's all, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong here domestically. So use that as a vetting tool. Now, the other thing is, if you are going to bring her here, here's the problem. You got to worry about the risk that they're going to become Americanized. And here I can speak to this. I can testify to this. I dated a gal who was from Russia, and she had not fully been indoctrinated into U.S. culture. But I got to witness it was We were on fire. This was one of those stupid things when Cappy was in love, you know. She was beautiful. She was a ballet dancer, and she was gorgeous. And yeah, it was wonderful. And everything was, birds were chirping, and Barney Fife and Andy Griffith came into town and got coffee. It was all wonderful. You could see the white picket fence and little Irish Russian children running around, and you know, so it was one of those dumb things. For fuck's sake, am I really that popular today? God almighty. Anyway, so things were going great, and then all of a sudden, I mean, we were on fire. It was on trajectory. I'll tell you a little bit of a story to show you what can happen. It was on that trajectory, like, wow, this may be one of those gals that might make it. This might be a wife. I might even propose if it keeps going like this within a couple of months. And sure enough, within a month, all of a sudden, the hotness, it plateaued. Things were great, but then it got like, oh, and then all of a sudden she wasn't like, you know, oh, things were popping up. And you know what it was? It wasn't another guy. She met this group of American female friends in their 20s. And they would go out and party! Yay! Party! And they go to the nightclubs, they get hit on, and this girl had never experienced that because she was not fresh off the boat from Russia. She had only been in here for like, I guess, 2 or 3 years. She was a mail order bride. The guy beat the shit out of her. They got divorced. Then she was going to school, putting her life back together. I know. This was young, stupid Cappy. The point is that she had never experienced that flirtini, which is every fucking American girl ever born after 1975. So, that all of a sudden, and then sure enough, she became Americanized. That's what it was. She wanted to go out and party. She started flaking out. And I remember this distinctly. We had her 29th birthday party. And by this time, it cooled off. We were really just friends. We had, you know, she wanted, because she didn't have, like, I was kind of one of her, I was like her main friend that she had after divorce. I know. Stupid Cappy, I know. I was just a sergeant. I was just an enlisted man at the time. I didn't have the brilliant fucking genius and wisdom that I do now. Come on, give me a break. I wasn't born this way. So I was like, okay, we'll put together a party for you. And she stood up the whole party. Like, people had shown up. And then she says, well, I'm not going to be able to make it. And then I just fucking reamed her a new one. Now we see each other every once in a while because she's still in the Twin Cities. And she did not age well. And it's good because I did age wonderfully. You want to see Scotch versus milk? Compare us two. It's anyway, enough bragging. It's a risk. They come here, they watch the fucking TV. If they don't have like a skill or that they can get employed at during the daytime, they're gonna watch the fucking View and this propagandist. It's not even feminist. It's just stupid fucking female crap. Then they'll meet other women, and unfortunately, most of the other women are going to want to take her out, and they're going to try and instill brainwashing and leftist indoctrination. I can't even call it politics. They're just going to instill this, your man got to do this, your man got to do that, and it's going to be non-traditionalism. They're going to try to take the Asian out of your Asian wife and put in American. And whether that takes or not, it depends on the individual. Of course, this puts the problem is like, well, what? Do I not move back to the United States for real? Do I keep her chained up in the bed? Well, no, of course not. But it's a risk. You got to kind of, and this is why you date them for a while. And you see, because there are nightclubs. It's not like you can't figure that out before. They got nightclubs in Bangkok. If it's a country girl, let's go to Bangkok and see, well, what do you want to do? If she wants to go and party, watch her behavior. If she's like, boy, this sucks. This is kind of a pain in the ass. Like, okay, cool. Maybe she might be inoculated against that when she gets back to the States. But that is a huge risk you'll have, where girl could be honest and true and on the up and up, and when she gets back here, she's corrupted by the non-traditional American influences and ruins what you were hoping to be a traditional marriage. So yeah, I can't. Are your chances better? Yeah, I would say so. As long as assuming you avoid the mail order bride or the scams, of course. In which case, that's going to be 100% guaranteed divorce. But if you spend the time over there, and especially nowadays with allowing to work commuting and telecommuting and all that, which is possible, you should be able to find someone. It may take a year or two, and not that you necessarily would want to be on the hunt. It takes some doing regardless. But there is always that risk. You bring them back, and all of a sudden, you're nice, sweet, Amy, whatever her name, I guess the name wouldn't be Amy, Mia Lee, whatever. Nice girl. All of a sudden, she becomes Tiffany Party Girl Central, and now you're like, shit. I'm wondering if you could bring her back to the United States, not cohabitate with her, see what she does as your boyfriend-girlfriend. That might be a way to do it. It'd be expensive. Bring her back here, because you wouldn't have a green card. She'd have to get a visa. Oh, that's complicated. Yeah, I'm sorry. There are no easy answers to difficult problems. But yeah, that I am generally pro going overseas to find yourself love or sex. Who's to stop you? But be careful when you bring them back into this environment, because the environment can corrupt, and has corrupted. And I'm sure many men who witnessed this, they will. Please do share down below, because perhaps you can. I've only had one experience seeing the woman become Americanized. I'm sure many of you have had that, so please share your experiences down in the comment section. Anyway, any other questions? Always go to assholeconsulting.com. Me and our readers, our listeners, will take care of you. Toodles.